One Thursday afternoon, a single father with $17 in his pocket helped a lost child find her way home. He missed his own daughter's birthday dinner to do it. Hours later, he met the child's mother, a billionaire who'd been searching desperately. What happened in that meeting would prove that sometimes the people with the least give the most, and sometimes the universe pays attention. This is a story about two worlds colliding, about a man who couldn't afford his own daughter's birthday cake, but gave everything to save a stranger's child, about a woman who had everything money could buy, except the one thing that mattered most, and about the moment when privilege looked poverty in the eyes and finally understood what wealth really means. Michael Torres wakes at 5:47 a.m. to the sound of his daughter coughing in the next room. He doesn't move immediately. He lies there in the gray morning light, staring at the water stain on the ceiling that looks like a map of somewhere better than here. The apartment is cold. The heat doesn't kick in until 7, and by then he'll already be gone, already on the bus to his shift at the warehouse, already counting hours until he can come home. "Daddy?" Mia's voice is small through the thin wall. "I'm coming, baby." He pulls himself up. His back aches. 34 years old, and his body already keeps a running tab of every box he's lifted, every double shift he's worked, every night he's slept on this mattress that's more springs than cushion. He walks barefoot across the cold linoleum to Mia's room. She's sitting up in bed, her 7-year-old face flushed, her dark curls wild around her shoulders. The cough rattles in her chest like loose change. "Is it my birthday yet?" she asks. Michael's heart cracks just a little. "Not yet, princess. You gotta sleep a few more hours. Then when you wake up, it'll be your special day." "Will there be cake?" He thinks about the $17 in his wallet. The bus fare will take 4. Lunch will take another 6 if he's careful. That leaves $7 for a birthday cake for his daughter who deserves the world. There'll be cake, he promises, and he means it, even if he doesn't know yet how he'll make it true. Mia lies back down, satisfied. Michael tucks the blanket, thin but clean, up to her chin. He kisses her forehead. She's warm, too warm. He makes a mental note. If the fever's still there tonight, he'll have to take her to the clinic. That'll be another $40 they don't have. The math is always the same. The math never works out. "I love you, Daddy. I love you more than all the stars, baby girl." He watches her eyes close, watches her breathing slow. She still sleeps like she did when she was a baby. One hand curled near her face, the other stretched out like she's reaching for something. Or someone. Mia's mother left when she was 2, walked out one Tuesday morning and never came back. No explanation, no forwarding address, just gone, like she'd never existed, except for the daughter she left behind, and the hollow space in Michael's chest that never quite filled back in. He doesn't blame her anymore. Some people aren't built for this, for the struggle, for the sacrifice, for the relentless weight of loving someone more than you love yourself. But he doesn't forgive her either. Michael showers quickly in water that never gets quite hot enough. He makes coffee with grounds he's already used once. He packs a lunch, peanut butter sandwich, apple, water bottle refilled from the tap. He counts the $17 again, as if counting might multiply them. At 6:32 a.m., Michael kisses his sleeping daughter goodbye and walks out into the November cold. The bus is late. It's always late. Michael stands at the stop with 3 other people who look exactly like him. Tired, working,
trying. Nobody makes eye contact. They all understand. Survival isn't a group project. Everyone's fighting their own war. When the bus finally comes, Michael takes a seat in the back and watches the city wake up through the dirty window. The neighborhoods change like chapters in a book. From his part of town, where the streetlights are broken and the buildings sag, to the gleaming downtown, where people in suits hurry along sidewalks that actually get cleaned. Two different worlds, Michael thinks. Same planet. Different planets. He doesn't know yet that today, those planets are going to collide. Michael's shift ends at 3 p.m. His supervisor, Derek, catches him at the time clock. "Torres, I need you for overtime. Jenkins called in sick." Michael's stomach drops. Overtime means extra money they desperately need, but overtime also means missing Mia's birthday dinner. He'd promised to be home by 4, promised to bring the cake, promised that today, her special day, would be different from all the other days when Daddy had to work late.
I can't today, man. It's my daughter's birthday. Derek's face doesn't change. He's heard every excuse, seen every desperate parent. Sympathy doesn't fill quotas. Your call, but we need the coverage. I'm sorry, I have to go. He clocks out and practically runs to the bus stop. If he catches the 3:15, he can make it to the grocery store, buy a cake with his $7, and still be home before Mia gets back from school. It'll work. It has to work. The bus is pulling away just as he reaches the stop. "Wait!" Michael runs, waving his arms. The bus doesn't stop. He stands there, breathing hard, watching his plan disappear in a cloud of diesel exhaust. The next bus isn't for 30 minutes. He checks his phone. 3:07 p.m. He could walk to the grocery store. It's only about a mile. Buy the cake, then catch a bus from there. He'd still make it. Barely. Michael starts walking fast. That's when he hears it. A child crying. At first, he thinks he's imagining it. The city is full of sounds. Traffic, construction, sirens, voices blending into white noise. But this sound cuts through everything else. It's the kind of crying that means something is very, very wrong. Michael stops, looks around, and sees her. A little girl, maybe 6 years old, standing alone on the corner of Park Avenue and 52nd Street. She's wearing a private school uniform, navy blazer, pleated skirt, expensive shoes, and she's sobbing so hard her whole body shakes. Michael glances at his phone. 3:11 p.m. If he stops, if he gets involved, he'll miss his window. Mia's birthday cake. His promise. The little girl's cry rises higher, pure panic. Michael closes his eyes, opens them. He walks toward her. "Hey there, sweetheart. Are you okay?" The girl looks up at him with enormous brown eyes swimming in tears. Her face is blotchy, her nose running. She's clutching a stuffed rabbit that's clearly been loved to tatters. "I can't find my mommy," she gasps between sobs. "I was right here, and then I turned around, and she was gone, and I don't know where she is, and I'm scared." Okay, it's all right. Let's take a breath together. Can we do that?" Michael crouches down to her level, keeping his distance, keeping his hands visible. He knows how this looks. A man in dirty warehouse clothes approaching a child in one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in the city. But he also knows fear when he sees it, and this child is terrified. She tries to breathe. It comes out shakily, but she's listening. "Good job. What's your name?" "Emma." "Hi, Emma. I'm Michael. Do you know your mommy's phone number?" Emma shakes her head. "I'm only 6. I'm not supposed to know it yet. Mommy says when I'm 7... The words dissolve into fresh tears. Michael looks around. They're standing in front of a row of boutiques that probably sell handbags that cost more than his monthly rent. Well-dressed people walk past, glancing at them but not stopping. A child is crying, lost, scared,
and everyone just keeps walking. Is there a grown-up you were with besides your mommy? Sarah, my nanny, but she had to go home because her mother is sick, and Mommy said she would pick me up from school herself, but then there were so many people, and I thought I saw her go into that store. She points at a high-end boutique called Lumino. But when I went in, she wasn't there, and when I came out, I couldn't find where we were supposed to meet. Michael checks his phone again. 3:16 p.m. The grocery store closes at 6. He still has time, but Emma doesn't have time. Emma has a mother somewhere in this city losing her mind with fear, and Emma has no idea where she is or how to get home. The universe presents you with choices, Michael thinks. Sometimes they're easy. Sometimes they cost you everything. Okay, Emma, listen to me. We're going to find your mommy, I promise. But I need you to tell me, what's your mommy's name, her full name? Sophia Chen Morrison. The name means nothing to Michael. He doesn't read the business section. He doesn't follow society news. He doesn't know that Sophia Chen Morrison is the CEO of Morrison Tech, that she's worth $3.4 billion, that her face has been on the cover of Forbes 3 times. He just knows she's a mother who's lost her child, and he's a father who understands exactly how that feels. Okay, do you know where you go to school? Kensington Academy. Michael pulls out his phone and does a quick search. Kensington Academy is about 8 blocks from where they're standing. Private school. Tuition probably costs more than his annual salary. All right, Emma, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to call the police, and they're going to help us find your mommy, okay? No! Emma's shriek startles him. Mommy says never call the police unless it's an emergency. She says they have more important things to do. She'll be so mad if I called them when it wasn't an emergency. Michael wants to laugh or cry or both. A lost 6-year-old thinks she's not an emergency. Baby, this is an emergency. Please don't call them, please. I just need to find Mommy. She's probably looking for me right now. She's probably so worried. The crying intensifies.
Michael thinks fast. He could call the police anyway, but that would terrify Emma more. He could wait here with her, but how long? He could try to take her back to her school, but he's a strange man with someone else's child, and that's a quick way to end up arrested. Or he could help her the only way he knows how, the hard way, the way that's going to cost him. Do you remember what store you thought your mommy went into? Emma points again at Lumino. Okay, let's go ask them if they've seen her. He takes Emma's hand, small, cold, trusting, and leads her toward the boutique. As they walk, he pulls out his phone and texts Mrs. Rodriguez, their neighbor who watches Mia after school. Running late. Emergency. Please keep Mia until I get there. Might be another hour. I'm sorry. The response comes back immediately. No problem, honey. We're making cookies. Take your time. Michael's throat tightens. People like Mrs. Rodriguez, who have almost nothing but give everything, they're the reason he still believes the world isn't completely broken. Emma squeezes his hand. Thank you for helping me. Of course, sweetheart. We're going to find your mommy, I promise. He means it. He doesn't know yet what that promise is going to cost him. Meanwhile, across the city, Sophia Chen Morrison is experiencing the purest form of terror a human being can know. Her daughter is gone. She's standing outside Kensington Academy, her phone pressed to her ear so hard it hurts, listening to the school receptionist say for the 3rd time, Miss Morrison, I'm telling you, Emma was picked up at 2:45 p.m. She was signed out properly. We have the signature right here. But I'm here.
Sophia's voice cracks. "I'm the one who was supposed to pick her up. Sarah called in sick this morning, so I cleared my afternoon. I left the office early. I was going to surprise Emma. We were going to get ice cream." People are staring. Sophia doesn't care. Sophia Chen Morrison, who has negotiated billion-dollar deals without breaking a sweat, who has stared down boards of directors and venture capitalists, who built a tech empire from the ground up. Sophia is falling apart on a sidewalk in front of her daughter's school. "Ma'am, the person who picked her up showed proper identification. She said she was the nanny. She said you'd called, and—" "Sarah didn't pick her up. Sarah is home sick. I spoke to her this morning." The receptionist's voice changes, gets quieter, more urgent. "Ma'am, are you saying someone unauthorized took Emma from the school?" The word hangs in the air. Took. Sophia's legs buckle. She catches herself against the iron fence. "Call the police, now! Call them right now!" "Already dialing. Stay on the line." But Sophia is already running. Her mind is working like the computer systems she designs, processing possibilities, calculating probabilities, running scenarios. If someone posing as Sarah picked Emma up at 2:45 and it's now 3:20, that gives them a 35-minute head start. 35 minutes to get her daughter God knows where. Unless it wasn't someone posing as Sarah. Unless it was Sarah, and the receptionist is confused. Unless Emma is safe, and this is just a misunderstanding, and Sophia's panicking over nothing.
Her phone rings. Sarah. "Sarah, do you have Emma?" "What?" "No, Miss Morrison. I'm home. I told you, my mother had a stroke. I'm at the hospital." "Someone picked up Emma from school. Someone saying they were you." The line goes silent for 2 full seconds. "Oh my God," Sarah whispers. "Oh my God, Miss Morrison, I'm so sorry. I should have called the school. I should have told them I wasn't coming. I just thought you'd—" Sophia hangs up, dials 911. A woman's voice, calm, professional. "911? What's your emergency?" "My daughter has been kidnapped from her school." The words don't feel real. They feel like something from a movie, from someone else's life, not hers, not Emma, not her baby who still sleeps with the stuffed rabbit Michael's about to meet, who laughs at knock-knock jokes, who wants to be a veterinarian when she grows up. "Ma'am, I need you to stay calm. What's your daughter's name and age?" "Emma. Emma Chen Morrison. She's 6 years old. She was taken from Kensington Academy approximately 35 minutes ago by someone impersonating her nanny." "And you're certain she was taken? You've confirmed she's not with family members or—" "Yes, I'm certain. Someone took my daughter." Sophia is screaming now, and she doesn't care, and people are definitely staring, and nothing matters except finding Emma, getting Emma back, holding Emma safe in her arms. The dispatcher is saying something about units being dispatched, about staying where she is, about providing a description. Sophia is answering on autopilot. Emma is 4 feet tall, brown hair straight, cut to her shoulders, brown eyes. She was wearing her school uniform, navy blazer with the Kensington crest, white shirt, navy pleated skirt, and black Mary Janes. Distinguishing features: a small birthmark on her left wrist that looks like a heart. Sophia knows every inch of her daughter's body, every freckle, every scar from every scraped knee, the way Emma's left eyebrow quirks up when she's thinking, the gap between her front teeth that the dentist says will close on its own, the way she smells after her bath, lavender shampoo and innocence.
"Please find her," Sophia whispers into the phone. "Please, she's everything. She's my whole world. Please." The dispatcher is saying something reassuring, something about how most missing children are found quickly, about how this is probably just a misunderstanding. Sophia barely hears it.
She's thinking about this morning, about how Emma had crawled into her bed at 6 a.m., still half asleep and curled against her, about how Sophia had almost told her to go back to her own bed because Sophia needed to get up early for a meeting, but then decided the meeting could wait, about how they'd lain there together for 20 extra minutes, Emma's small body warm against hers, her breathing slow and peaceful. That might have been the last time Sophia ever held her daughter. The thought makes her physically ill. She leans over, thinks she might vomit right there on the sidewalk. "Miss Morrison," a police officer is suddenly beside her. When did he arrive? "I'm Officer Martinez. We're going to find your daughter, okay? But I need you to focus for me. Can you do that?" Sophia nods, forces herself upright, forces herself to breathe. "Good. Now walk me through everything that happened, from the beginning." Meanwhile, 8 blocks away, Michael and Emma are standing in Lumino. A saleswoman in all black looks at them like they've tracked mud across her marble floor, which technically Michael has. His work boots are leaving marks. "Can I help you?" Her tone suggests she very much does not want to help them. Michael keeps his voice polite, professional. He's dealt with people like this his whole life, people who look at his clothes, his hands, his neighborhood, and decide they know everything about him. "Hi, yes, I'm helping this little girl find her mother. She thought she saw her come in here about 30 minutes ago. Her mother's name is Sophia Chen Morrison." Sophia Chen Morrison? The Sophia Chen Morrison? I guess. "Oh my God! Oh my God!" The woman pulls out her phone. "That's Emma! That's her daughter! There's an alert!" She's scrolling frantically. "There's an Amber Alert! Oh my God! The police are looking for you, sweetheart!" Emma's face crumples. "Am I in trouble?" Sophia holds Emma at arm's length, looks into her eyes. "Emma? Sweetheart? Who was the person who picked you up from school? Did they hurt you?" Emma's face scrunches in confusion. "Nobody picked me up. I walked to the corner to wait for you like always, and then I thought I saw you in that store, and—" "Wait." Sophia's mind resets. "Nobody picked you up?" "No, Sarah was sick. You were supposed to get me." Sophia looks at the police officers. They're already on their radios, calling off the Amber Alert, correcting the information. There was no kidnapping. There was a mother and daughter who missed each other at pickup. There was a little girl who wandered too far and got lost. Relief and embarrassment flood through Sophia in equal measure. She holds Emma closer. That's when she sees Michael. He's standing back near the entrance, trying to be invisible. His work clothes are dirty, his boots are scuffed. His face is kind, tired, the face of someone who works too hard for too little. "Who are you?" Sophia asks. Michael shifts uncomfortably. "Michael Torres, ma'am. I found Emma on the corner about 40 minutes ago. She was crying. She didn't know where you were. I was just trying to help her find you." "He did help me, Mommy. He was so nice. He promised we'd find you, and we did." Sophia stands slowly, still holding Emma's hand. She's trying to process this. Her daughter was lost. This stranger, this man, found her, stayed with her, brought her somewhere safe. "Thank you," Sophia says. The words feel inadequate. "Thank you so much. I don't know how to— if there's anything I can do." "No need, ma'am. I'm just glad she's safe." Michael checks his phone. 4:03 p.m. "If you don't need anything else, I should get going. I have to get home to my own daughter." He starts to turn. "Wait," Sophia says. Something in her brain is catching up. This man found her daughter. This man helped her when he had no reason to, when it cost him time and effort. This man is wearing warehouse work clothes in the middle of the afternoon, which means he probably left work early or stayed late, which means this cost him more than just time. "I'd like to get your contact information," Sophia says, "so I can properly thank you." Michael looks uncomfortable. "Really, that's not necessary." "Please, I insist." What Sophia doesn't say: "I need to make sure you're real. I need to be able to find you if I need to thank you, to repay you, to understand what kind of person stops their whole day to help a stranger's child. What Michael doesn't say: I don't want your charity. I don't want to be the poor guy who did a good deed and now expects a reward. But the police officer is already asking for his information: name, address, phone number for their report. Michael provides it reluctantly. Sophia commits it to memory. Michael Torres, Warehouse District address. A man who helped her daughter for no other reason than it was the right thing to do. Thank you again, Sophia says. Truly, you gave me back my whole world. Michael nods, offers Emma a small smile. You stay close to your mommy from now on, okay, kiddo? I will. Thank you, Michael. He leaves. Sophia watches him go, this stranger who saved her daughter, and something tugs at her chest, something she can't quite name. She doesn't know yet that she'll see him again in less than 3 hours. She doesn't know yet that when she does, everything will change. The grocery store is closed when Michael finally gets there at 4:47 p.m. He stands outside staring at the dark windows and wants to scream or cry or punch something. He did the right thing. He helped a little girl. He made sure she got home safe. And now he can't keep his promise to his own daughter. Michael checks his phone. 16 missed calls from work. Derek left a voicemail. Torres, what the hell? You didn't show for overtime and you didn't answer your phone. We need to talk. Great. So he's probably getting written up, or worse. Michael texts Mrs. Rodriguez, on my way, 15 minutes. Then he walks to the convenience store on the corner, the one that's always open, the one where everything costs twice as much as the grocery store. He buys a box cake mix, a container of frosting, and birthday candles. It costs $11.73. He has $5.27 left. At least there will be cake. Mia is asleep when Michael gets home at 6:15 p.m. Mrs. Rodriguez meets him at the door, her soft face creased with concern. She waited up as long as she could, honey, but the fever came back and she was just exhausted. I gave her some children's Tylenol. I hope that's okay. Thank you, Maria, really. I'm sorry I was so late. Don't you apologize. You're a good father, Michael Torres. Mia is lucky to have you. Michael doesn't feel like a good father right now. He feels like a man who chose a stranger's child over his own daughter's birthday. He pays Mrs. Rodriguez the $20 they'd agreed on, which leaves him with $2.73 until payday on Friday. Then he goes to Mia's room. She's curled up just like she was this morning, one hand near her face, the other reaching out. Her breathing is raspy. The fever has brought color to her cheeks, but not the healthy kind. Michael sits on the edge of her bed and puts his hand on her forehead. Still warm.
Daddy?
Hey, princess, I'm home. Did you bring my cake? His throat closes up. I brought what I need to make you a cake. I'll bake it tonight, and when you wake up in the morning, it'll be ready, okay? Mia's face falls. But today is my birthday. I know, baby. I'm sorry. I got held up. There was a little girl who was lost, and I had to help her find her mom. Mia processes this with the wisdom of a 7-year-old who's learned too young that life isn't fair. Did you find her mom? Yeah, we did.
Then you did the right thing, Daddy. Mommies are important. The words hit Michael like a fist. Mia's saying mommies are important when she doesn't have one, when all she has is a tired father who can't even get her a birthday cake on time. You're my good girl, my best girl. I love you so much. I love you too, Daddy. She falls back asleep. Michael goes to the kitchen and bakes a cake from a box at 11 p.m., and when it's done, he writes, "Happy Birthday, Mia," in frosting that's too thin, and he puts 7 candles on top. And he knows it's not enough. It's never enough. But it's all he has. The next day, Friday, Michael gets called into the supervisor's office. "Torres, sit down." Michael sits. His stomach is churning. He knows what's coming. He disappeared yesterday for overtime, didn't answer his phone. From Derek's perspective, Michael just flaked on a shift the warehouse needed covered. "You want to explain yesterday?" Michael takes a breath. "I found a lost kid, 6 years old, wandering alone in the city. I couldn't just leave her. That's not my problem. My problem is we needed coverage and you committed and then vanished." "I know. I'm sorry. It won't happen again." "You're right. It won't. Because you're being written up. One more incident like this and you're done. Understand?" Michael understands perfectly. He understands that in places like this, empathy is expensive. Compassion costs you. Doing the right thing might cost you your job. "I understand." "Good. Get back to work." Michael works his shift in a fog. His back hurts worse than usual. His hands ache. Mia's fever was still there this morning, and he's going to have to take her to the clinic tomorrow, which means missing his Saturday shift, which means less money, which means the math gets even more impossible. At 3 p.m., Michael clocks out. He's walking to the bus stop when a black Mercedes pulls up beside him.
The window rolls down, and Sophia Chen Morrison is looking at him from the back seat. For a moment, Michael just stares. Sophia looks different than she did yesterday, put together, in control. The woman he met yesterday was falling apart. This woman is polished, powerful, every inch the CEO. "Mr. Torres," she says, "may I speak with you for a moment?" How did you find me?" "You gave the police your address. I looked up which warehouse was nearest to you and took an educated guess. May I?" She gestures to the seat beside her. Michael glances around. His coworkers are watching. A black Mercedes doesn't pull up to this warehouse unless someone's getting fired or arrested. "I need to catch my bus. I'll drive you wherever you need to go. Please, this won't take long." Against his better judgment, Michael gets in the car. The interior smells like leather and money. There's a woman in the driver's seat, probably a chauffeur, and the car pulls smoothly into traffic. Michael feels deeply out of place, like a smudge on something expensive. "I wanted to thank you again, properly this time. Yesterday I was in shock. I wasn't thinking clearly. But Emma hasn't stopped talking about you, about how you helped her, how you stayed with her. Anyone would have done the same." "That's not true." Sophia's voice is quiet but firm. "Do you know how many people walked past my daughter while she was crying on that corner? Emma told me, at least 20 people, and not one of them stopped. Not one of them asked if she was okay. You were the only one." Michael doesn't know what to say to that. Sophia continues, "I did some research on you. I hope you don't mind." Actually, Michael minds very much, but he says nothing. "You work at Redmond Warehouse. You've been there for 6 years. According to your supervisor, Derek, is it? You're a reliable employee, never miss shifts, always on time." She pauses. "Except yesterday."
So she talked to Derek. Michael's face burns with embarrassment. "Yesterday was unusual," he says stiffly. "I know. Yesterday you helped my daughter instead of working overtime, and from what Derek told me, you were written up for it." Michael closes his eyes. "Miss Morrison, with all due respect, I don't need your pity. I made a choice. I knew what it would cost." "I'm not offering pity. I'm offering gratitude and an opportunity to make things right." "There's nothing to make right. Your daughter is safe. That's what matters." The car is heading into the city now, into neighborhoods Michael never goes. The buildings get taller. The people get better dressed. "Where are we going?" Michael asks. "My office. There's someone I'd like you to meet." "Miss Morrison, I really need to get home. My daughter is taken care of. I hope you don't mind, but I sent someone to your apartment, a pediatrician. Her name is Dr. Sarah Chen. She's my sister-in-law. Emma said your daughter has been sick." Michael's entire body goes rigid. "You sent someone to my daughter without my permission?" "I had your neighbor's number from the police report. Mrs. Rodriguez let Dr. Chen in. I promise you, Mr. Torres, my only intention was to help. Emma said you were worried about taking your daughter to a clinic you couldn't afford, and I thought, you thought you'd just swoop in and fix the poor man's problems?" Michael's voice is hard now, anger overriding his usual caution around people with power. "You thought you'd do your research and find out how pathetic my life is and then play Lady Bountiful?" The car goes silent. Sophia's face is very still. When she speaks, her voice is careful, measured. "Yesterday, you gave me back my daughter. Do you understand what that means? Emma is everything to me, everything, and I almost lost her. If you hadn't stopped, if you hadn't helped, if you'd been like those other 20 people who just walked past—" Her voice breaks. Michael watches this powerful woman try to hold herself together, watches her fail. "I would have lost my whole world," Sophia whispers, "and you gave her back to me. Not because you wanted something, not because you thought you'd get a reward, but because it was the right thing to do. And then I find out that helping Emma cost you overtime pay, cost you your daughter's birthday dinner, almost cost you your job, and you did it anyway." She wipes her eyes, composes herself.
I'm not trying to fix your problems, Mr. Torres. I'm trying to say thank you. And if that means sending a doctor to look at your sick daughter, then that's what I'm going to do. Because that's what you did for me. You put my daughter before yourself. So let me put your daughter before my pride. Michael's anger drains away, leaving only exhaustion. "Is Mia okay?" he asks quietly. "Dr. Chen said she has bronchitis. She prescribed antibiotics and an inhaler. Both have already been delivered to your apartment. Mia should feel better in a few days." "How much do I owe you?" "Nothing. You owe me nothing. If anything, I owe you everything." The car pulls up to a gleaming tower of glass and steel. Morrison Tech, the sign says. Headquarters. "Come inside, please, just for a few minutes. Then I'll have my driver take you straight home. I promise." Michael doesn't want to. Every instinct tells him to refuse, to walk out of this car, to walk away from this woman and her money and her guilt-fueled charity. But he thinks about Mia, about medicine he didn't have to buy, about a doctor visit he didn't have to pay for. He thinks about Emma crying on that corner, about the choice he made. "Okay," Michael says, "a few minutes." Sophia's office is on the 47th floor. Floor-to-ceiling windows look out over the city. The furniture is minimalist, expensive. There's a photo on her desk. Emma, laughing, caught mid-jump on a beach somewhere beautiful. "This is impressive," Michael says, because he doesn't know what else to say. "Thank you. I built this company from nothing. 15 years of 18-hour days, failed pitches, investors who told me a woman couldn't run a tech company." Sophia smiles, but it doesn't reach her eyes. "I proved them wrong, and I thought that was what mattered, the success, the empire, the wealth."
She walks to the window, looks out at the city far below. "Then I had Emma, and suddenly all of this," she gestures at the office, the view, the visible trappings of her success, "all of this became meaningless compared to her. She's the only thing I've ever built that I'm actually proud of." Michael understands that. He'd burn his whole life down for Mia without a second thought. When I thought I'd lost her yesterday, Sophia continues, everything went silent, like the world just stopped. And I realized I'd been so focused on building this empire that I'd stopped paying attention to what actually mattered. I rescheduled Emma's pickups for conference calls. I missed her school play for a board meeting. I've been so busy proving I could have it all that I forgot to actually be there for any of it. She turns to face Michael. And then you show up. You who has nothing. I'm sorry, that came out wrong. You who work so hard for so little, and you drop everything to help a stranger's child. You sacrifice your own daughter's birthday. You risk your job. You do it without hesitation. I had plenty of hesitation, Michael says quietly. But you did it anyway. That's the point. You did it anyway. There's a knock on the door. A woman in a business suit enters, carrying a folder. Miss Morrison, you asked me to prepare this? Thank you, Jennifer. Sophia takes the folder. Jennifer leaves. Sophia sits down behind her desk, gestures for Michael to sit across from her. I've been thinking about what I can do to properly thank you, she says. Money seems crass. A reward feels insulting. You didn't help Emma for compensation. You helped her because she needed help. You really don't have to do anything, Michael says. I know I don't have to. I want to. Sophia opens the folder. Tell me, Mr. Torres, what do you want? If you could have anything, anything at all, what would it be? Michael almost laughs. Are you really asking me that? I am. What does Michael want? He wants Mia to be healthy. He wants to afford a real birthday cake, not one from a box. He wants to sleep on a mattress that doesn't hurt his back. He doesn't want to have to choose between rent and groceries. He wants to give his daughter the life she deserves.
He wants to not be so tired all the time. I want my daughter to have opportunities, Michael finally says. I want her to go to college someday. I want her to not have to struggle the way I have. Sophia nods slowly, makes a note in the folder. What if I told you I have a position opening up? Director of Operations for our East Coast Distribution Center. It's a management position. Salary is $120,000 a year, plus benefits, full health insurance, dental, vision, 401k matching, and, she pauses, tuition assistance for dependents. Mia could attend Kensington Academy, the same school as Emma, full scholarship. Michael stares at her. The numbers don't make sense. They're too big, too impossible. You're offering me a job? I'm offering you an opportunity, the same thing you want for your daughter. I don't have any management experience. You've been coordinating warehouse logistics for 6 years. You know supply chain inside and out. And more importantly, you have something most of my executives lack. Integrity. You make the hard choice even when it costs you. Michael's mind is spinning. $120,000 a year. That's more money than he's ever imagined having. That's Mia in private school. That's a real apartment. That's a life where he doesn't have to count every dollar. Why? He asks. Why would you do this? Sophia's eyes are bright. Because yesterday, when my world was ending, you gave me hope. You showed me that there are still people who care more than themselves. And because I've spent 15 years building this company and, somewhere along the way, I forgot why I was building it. I forgot that business is about people, that success means nothing if you're not using it to make the world better. She slides the folder across the desk. This is a contract. Take it home, read it, think about it. There's no pressure. But Mr. Torres, Michael, I hope you'll say yes. Not because I need to assuage my guilt, not because I'm trying to buy your good deed, but because you deserve this. Mia deserves this. And because I think you'd be damn good at the job. Michael opens the folder with shaking hands. The contract is there, real, legitimate, everything Sophia promised and more. I don't know what to say. Say you'll think about it. Michael looks up at this woman who's offering him everything he's ever wanted. He thinks about Mia, about giving her a chance, about not having to choose between medicine and rent. He thinks about how he almost didn't stop yesterday, how he almost walked past Emma because he was in a hurry, because he had his own problems, because helping meant sacrifice.
He thinks about how one choice, one moment of compassion has somehow led to this. "I'll think about it," Michael says. "But, Miss Morrison, Sophia, please." "Sophia, I didn't help Emma to get something in return. I helped her because she needed help. If I take this job, I need you to know it's not because of what happened yesterday. It's because I'm qualified and because I'll work harder than anyone you've ever hired." Sophia smiles. It's the first real smile he's seen from her. I wouldn't expect anything less. 6 months later, Michael Torres sits in his new office on the 3rd floor of Morrison Tech's distribution center, going over inventory reports. His back doesn't hurt anymore. Better mattress, better ergonomic chair, the luxury of not lifting boxes 12 hours a day. On his desk is a photo of Mia on her first day at Kensington Academy, wearing the navy blazer and looking so proud. She's healthy now, thriving. She's made friends with Emma, which is both wonderful and surreal. His phone buzzes, a text from Sophia. "Board meeting ran late. Can we reschedule lunch to 1:30? Michael responds, "No problem. See you then." They have lunch once a month now, not because Sophia needs to check on him, but because somewhere in the past 6 months they've become friends, real friends. She asks about Mia, he asks about Emma. They talk about work, about life, about the strange paths that bring people together. Michael thinks about that Thursday afternoon, about the moment he heard Emma crying and had to choose, keep walking or stop and help. How easy it would have been to tell himself someone else would handle it. How close he came to making that choice. He thinks about all the sliding door moments in life, how one decision can cascade into 1,000 others, how helping a lost child somehow led to this, a career, a future, a chance to give his daughter everything he never had. But mostly, he thinks about kindness, about how it compounds, about how Sophia took the grace Michael showed Emma and reflected it back tenfold, about how paying it forward doesn't just change one life, it ripples outward, touching everything. Michael's phone buzzes again. This time it's Mia's school. Reminder, winter concert tomorrow at 7 p.m. We hope to see you there. Michael puts it in his calendar immediately. Tomorrow at 7 p.m., he'll be in the front row watching his daughter sing with her new friends. He'll never miss it for anything. He'll never miss anything again.
Sometimes the universe pays attention to your choices. Not always immediately, not always in ways you expect, but kindness has gravity. It pulls good things into orbit around it. Michael Torres stopped for a crying child when he had every reason to keep walking. He sacrificed his own daughter's birthday to help a stranger. He chose compassion when compassion was expensive, and the universe noticed. But here's what matters. Michael didn't help Emma because he thought he'd be rewarded. He helped her because she needed help. That's the only math that matters. That's the only equation that makes sense. We live in a world that teaches us to look out for ourselves first, to mind our own business, to keep walking because someone else will stop. But what if everyone thinks that way? What if everyone is always waiting for someone else to care? Michael Torres didn't wait. He stopped. He cared. He chose to see a frightened child instead of an inconvenience. And in doing so, he changed everything. Not just for Emma, not just for himself, but for everyone who heard this story and decided that maybe, just maybe, they could be the person who stops, who helps, who cares when caring is costly. That's how the world changes. One person at a time, one choice at a time, one moment of compassion that ripples out into the universe and touches lives you'll never know. Be the person who stops. The universe is paying attention. If this story touched you, share it with someone who needs to hear it today.